Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your MLW, NXT, AEW, Ring of Honor results for this week. Well, MLW Fusion episode from this week, Thanksgiving Day, at this link, as Jacob Fatu versus Ross Von Erich, where the World Heavyweight title match was your main event. Then you go to that link. WB on Fox has announced that Aerostar Stephen Amell won't be on the episode as advertised from last week because of an illness. And that's WB Backstage. WB on Fox also posted on Twitter, Stephen Amell has let us know under the weather. He is under the weather and can't make the WB Backstage. Get well soon, and we'll have a promo school mic for you later. The previously announced over the weekend, Amell was going to be the promo school segment. It was reported on this week's WWE Backstage that John Morrison, age 39, is headed back to WWE. It is currently unclear which brand he'll be assigned to. Terms of the contract weren't disclosed either, but WWE.com is saying that it's a multi-year deal. 3 years minimum. Reported back in September that Morrison was returning to WWE after leaving in 2011. Morrison has since worked for Impact Wrestling, known as Johnny Impact, Lucha Underground as Johnny Mundo, and other promotions like CMLL and AAA. On Twitter, Morrison commented, confirmed today, this morning, I have signed with at WWE. I've never been as good as anything as I am at wrestling, and I can't wait to stand again in a #WWE ring opposite the most talented people in the world, in the business. Unquote. Former WWE Intercontinental Champion John Morrison will be in studio guest for WWE's The Bump next Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. It was first reported that Morrison was returning to WWE back in September, but his signing was confirmed on last night's WWE Backstage, Tuesday night episode of FS1. As WWE then noted that Morrison has signed a new multi-year deal with the company, but there's still no word yet on when he will be back on TV. NWA Power episode number 9 can be found in this link. Supposedly season finale. Unknown when they will debut the new season, probably next year. Holidays. Earlier Tuesday evening, it was announced the current Impact Knockout Champion, Taya Valkyrie, will be defending the championship against Jordan Grace at Hard to Kill on Sunday, January 12th, 2020 in Dallas, Texas. Grace and Valkyrie have had an on-again, off-again feud for the title. Stemming back as far as this past spring, their first match was during Impact Wrestling's weekly TV show in March, and the second time at Rebellion in April. And just this week, she faced ODB in action for the title, so she defended it. Valkyrie is the current longest reigning knockout champion, and she has held on the title since January 6th of this year, 329 plus days. And here's your only 3 matches advertised for the event, which is the Impact World Championship, Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard, Impact X Division Championship, Ace Austin versus Trey, Impact Knockout Championship, Taya Valkyrie versus Jordan Grace. Well, more news about WWE. Voting now is open at this link for WWE NXT Year-End Awards 2019. Fans can vote on Twitter and the WWE website. Voting is on Wednesday, December 18th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time, 11:01 Central. The winners will be revealed during the January 1st, 2020 NXT episode on the USA Network. So that will be your Wednesday, New Year's Day. 2 dark matches were held before NXT tapings at Full Sail University. First match saw Joaquin Wilde return to the ring to defeat Chase Parker. The second match saw Caden Carter defeat Jesse Camilla. As seen in a couple of links here, Camilla is now supporting a darker look. Thanks to FL Wrestling fan New persona for at Jesse Camille, WWE, a Californian Raven. After missing last week and the Survivor Series pay-per-view, Mauro Ranallo returned to work at NXT tapings, calling the show with Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix and Nigel McGuinness. Mauro received a standing ovation from the NXT arena as he came out to the announce table. NXT episode opened up with a video package featuring highlights from last week, live from the NXT arena at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. As Mauro Ranallo welcomes us, he goes over the show, but he's interrupted by Killian Dane in the ring with a microphone. As we go to the ring, we get Killian Dane says that Damian Priest isn't man enough to fight him, and he's not leaving until someone comes to fight him. Nigel McGuinness and Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix are on commentary. Nigel mentions Damian's injured ribs. Out comes Pete Dunne to answer the challenge. So they match it up. Pete enters the ring, immediately attacks Killian. Dane goes out for a breather, but runs right back into a fight. Dunne counters and delivers a big kick for a pop. Dunne goes to work on Dane's fingers now. More back and forth between the two. Dunne rocks Dane, but gets tossed out to the floor. Dunne with a kick to the head from the floor. Dunne comes back in and goes to the top. Dane takes him down and hits a running crossbody. Dane keeps control and hits a senton next. Dane keeps fighting and keeps Dunne down. Dane chokes Dunne on the ropes as the referee warns him. Dane then grounds Dunne again. Dane with more offense for another 2 count. Dunne fights up and into a corner. Dane comes right back with a running crossbody out of the corner for another 2 count. Dane counters and mounts some offense now, but Dane's still standing. Dane misses a kick, and Dunne rocks him. Dunne with a German suplex for a 2 count. They take on some more until Dane ends up hitting a big suicide dive to the floor on Dunne. We got a commercial. Back from the break, and we see Dunne hitting a superplex on Dane. Fan chant bruiserweight now. We see how Dane hurt Dunne's knee during the break. Dunne countered with a tornado DDT. Dunne stopped on the fingers and kicks Dane in the head for a 2 count. Dunne goes on and hits a big moonsault to Dane on the floor. Fan chant NXT now. Dane catches Dunne on the floor and stands him on the edge of the apron. Dane with a senton on the floor as the referee counts. Dane places Dunne against the steel ring steps and breaks the count. Dane goes back out and hits a big cannonball into Dunne and the steps. Who do you think is? Kevin Owens? The referee checks on Dunne as we get a replay. Dane brings it back in and splashes Dunne in the corner. Dunne blocks a Vader bomb with his knees. Dunne goes for a triangle and elbows now. Also working on the fingers, Dane powers up and nails a sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count. Again, another Kevin Owens move. Dane goes to the second rope, and Dunne follows. Dunne unloads Wilder up on the top rope. Dunne with a sleeper hold. So I guess that's called a super sleeper. Dane falls back and slams Dunne to the mat, staying on the top of him to get the pin and the win. Sleeper hold. Slam for the win. Winner of the match, Killian Dane. And I'm doing this strictly on the dirt sheet results because when I was having issues with my satellite dish, couldn't pull up the NXT, I was watching AEW instead. So, in the meantime, it wasn't recording NXT event. It recorded the special that was airing afterwards. It was nothing more than a WrestleMania thing special. After the match, Dane recovers to a tall as his music plays. Kathy Kelly's backstage with Dakota Kai. She plans on taking Rhea Ripley out tonight, just like she did that hood rat, Mia Yim. We'll go to commercial. Back for the break, out comes the Undisputed Era, NXT Champion Adam Cole, North American Champion, and NXT Tag Team Champion Kyle O'Reilly. His tag team partner Bobby Fish is injured and not here this week. Cole talks about how the Undisputed Era had a November to remember. Huh? I shouldn't say that because that's an ECW copyright there. They took over Raw and SmackDown. They embarrassed them at Survivor Series. He goes on and says they are the Iron Men of NXT. How does NXT repay them? Well, after AEW, I did see the last 5 to 10 minutes of NXT, the main event part, and they did show a replay highlight of that little segment. So I did hear him say that. And by injuring Fish last week, by Keith Lee hitting him with a big pounce last week, Cole says that he is the NXT champion and he deserves respect. Fan chant for Lee. Cole brings up how Finn Balor turned his back on him last week, kicking him in the face. Cole says that he needs answers and aren't leaving until they get them. Music hits, out comes Keith Lee instead. Lee marches to the microphone and takes the mic as a fan chant for him. O'Reilly takes the mic as well. It starts in on Lee with the others chiming in. Lee says he is a game changer and brags on the gift of Cole. Taking the pounce, going viral. Lee says Cole is welcome for that. Lee almost mentions War Games and then says he's deciding which title he wants to take from the Undisputed Era first. Cole tries to beat him down and end his career. Lee immediately drops Cole with a microphone shot to the head. They attack him, but he fights back. Lee tosses O'Reilly into Strong as Cole retreats to the floor. Tommaso Ciampa suddenly attacks Cole from behind on the ramp to even up the odds a little bit. Cole is hit back in the ring. Lee goes to powerbomb him, but Strong and O'Reilly pull Cole to safety. Undisputed Era retreats while talking trash, and Lee and Ciampa stand tall in the middle of the ring. Ciampa's music plays as he picks up the NXT title belt that Cole dropped. Fans pop for Ciampa. Zia Lee is backstage and she's fired up over what happened last week. She tells Shayna Baszler to prepare to fight against a warrior. We got a commercial. Back for the break, we get a vignette for Kushida's return. He fights for his family and returns tonight. Shayna Baszler versus Zia Lee. We can go to the ring. Out comes Zia. As Alicia Taylor does the ring introductions, NXT Women's Champion Taylor was out next non-title match by herself. None of the four horsewomen are with her. The bell rings and Lee ducks a clothesline. They trade strikes and counters early on. Lee with a takedown for a pop. Baszler tackles Lee and pounds her. Lee turns it around on the mat. They trade more counters on their feet. Lee jumps on Baszler's back but gets tossed to the mat. Lee goes on and covers for a 2 count. Lee with a tornado DDT kick to drop Baszler again. Baszler works on the arm. Lee and sends Lee back to the mat, fighting her way back in from the floor. Baszler then focuses on the arm now. Baszler stomps on the arm, and Lee screams out. Fans boo Baszler as she covers for a 2 count. Baszler continues focusing on her arm. Baszler catches the kick and turns it into a single leg crab. Lee blocks it and kicks Baszler's back to the mat. Lee unloads with strikes into the corner. The referee backs her off. Lee stays on top of Baszler as she goes to another corner. Baszler slams Lee back in the corner and takes her to the top. Baszler climbs up for a gut-wrench superplex, but Lee fights it off. Lee goes for a sunset flip powerbomb and nails it for a 2 count. Lee misses the tornado kick, and Baszler drops her into the Kurafuda clutch for the submission win as she tapped out. After the match, Baszler stands tall as the music hits. She raises the title as we go to replays. Still to come segment, Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we see a video from earlier in the day of Cassius Ohno outside of the arena. He calls himself the best British superstar and plugs the upcoming Worlds Collide special during the Royal Rumble weekend, which is in January, which will feature NXT versus NXT UK. Ohno says he figured he'd show up tonight to see who wants to give a preview of Worlds Collide. Forgotten Sons versus Leon Ruff and Adrian Alanis. Don't know who those two are. Probably just jobbers. We're going to ring out first comes the Forgotten Sons, Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, with Jackson Riker, 2 enhancement talents from Evolve, waiting the ring. Leon Ruff and Adrian Alanis. All I know of them from the dirt sheets. The bell rings and Riff immediately charges, but Blake beats him down. Cutler comes in for a big double team. Alanis is also involved, but the Suns continue dominating for the pin and the win. After the match, all 3 Suns stand tall in the middle of the ring as the music plays. Riker grabs Ruff and chokeslams him from the ring over the top onto the edge of the barrier. See in this segment. We see Rhea Ripley backstage again warming up. Back to commercial. Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley is up next. Back from the break, out comes Dakota Kai first. She's carrying Tegan Knox's knee brace again this week. Rhea Ripley was out next to a pop. Ripley takes the mic from the stage and talks about what Kai did at War Games. She says the funny thing about those setups is right now, the music hits and out comes Mia Yim. Yim rushes to the ring and takes Kai down. Mounting her with strikes, Kai fights back as she takes it to the corner. Yim tosses Kai to the mat as Ripley looks on from the outside. Yim with a big running boot to the face, sending Kai out of the ring to the floor. Ripley tosses her back in. Kai gets the upper hand on Yim. Yim turns it around and kicks her in the head several times. Yim takes control on the floor as Kai counters and delivers a kick to the jaw. Yim launches Kai into the corner a few more times. Yim takes the fight over to the backstage area. Ripley is shown at ringside. When the music of NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler hits, she comes out with Jasmine Duke and Marina Shafir as Ripley hits the ring to wait for a fight. Shafir and Duke double team her first, but Ripley fights back. Baszler enters and they brawl now. Baszler goes for the curve clutch, but Ripley ends up fighting all three of them off. Baszler applies the curve clutch as fans chant for Ripley. Ripley fights free again, but Baszler gets on her back with the submission. Bringing her back down, Duke and Shafir join back in for the triple team as fans do dueling chants. Baszler finally makes the Ripley pass out in the curve clutch, and some fans boo. Referees enter the ring to get Baszler off of Ripley. Baszler takes the mic and taunts Ripley. Baszler reveals Ripley will get her title shot on December 18th episode. The Horsewomen exit the ring as the officials check on Ripley. Kathy Kelly backstage again with Tommaso Ciampa and Keith Lee. They will team with a partner to face Undisputed Era in tonight's main event. Dominic Dijakovic appears and it looks like he will be their third partner as they all walk off together. The announcers lead us to a video with Finn Balor speaking against NXT champion Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era back commercial. Back to the break, we get a video of Isaiah Swerve Scott. Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle was up next. Matt Riddle, barefooted wrestler, just like Von Erichs. We go to the ring, out comes Cassius Ohno, and as the announcers talk about his recent run in NXT UK, Matt Riddle falls out. They lock up to start, going back and forth to the mat. They break and each side each other up for a stalemate. As fans are chanting for Riddle, Ohno goes to work on the arm. Ohno with a takedown by the arm. Riddle counters and takes Ohno down by Ohno, but Ohno is still up. Fans chant for Riddle again as they go to lock up again, but Riddle goes for the legs. Ohno with knees to Riddle now. Ohno keeps control with another headlock and more knees. Riddle fights out and hits a big German suplex in the middle of the ring. Riddle unloads with kicks in the corner. Riddle with a running forearm to send Ohno to the floor for a breather. Riddle with a running kick to the face from the apron. We go to commercial. At that point, with Ohno down on the outside. Back from the commercial. Riddle rocks Ohno with kicks. Ohno with a shot to the throat. A big boot to level Riddle. More back and forth between the two. Ohno with a submission in the middle of the ring. Ohno slams Riddle out of the hole, but Riddle kicks out at two. Ohno keeps Riddle grounded. Again, manhandling Riddle in a hold. Riddle finally gets out and hits another senton on Ohno. Riddle misses a kick and a standing moonsault. Ohno grabs Riddle's toes, but Riddle lands a knee to the face. Riddle catches Ohno in the bro to sleep and delivers a powerbomb. Riddle with a final flash, knee now. Riddle goes to the top and hits a floating bro for a very, very close 2 count. Didn't get the 3. Ohno counters a suplex and rocks Riddle with a right hand to the face. Ohno delivers a big suplex across the ring. Ohno goes for the gotch lift, but Riddle resists. Countered back. Riddle counters as they tackle some more. Riddle with a ripcord knee to the face. Riddle nails a bro Derek for the pin and the win. After the match, Riddle stands tall as music plays. We've got replays. Still to come. Segment. Kushida returns to the ring. Back to commercial. Back for the break. It's announced that online voting will begin after the show for NXT Year-End Rewards 2019. We see what happened between Rhea Ripley and the Horsewomen earlier as the announcers hyped their title match on December 18th. Kushida versus Raul Mendoza. We go to the ring. Out comes Kushida first for his return from wrist injury. Raul Mendoza was out next. Mendoza making his way down the ramp when Cameron Grimes flies over out of nowhere, taking Raul down with a big double stomp on the ramp. Kushida is shot on the apron. Grimes' music hits out as he hits in the ring, apparently face to face Kushida instead. So we got Kushida versus Grimes. Morrow says NXT General Manager William Regal has confirmed Kushida versus Grimes now. As the bell hits, and they lock up. Grimes drops Kushida first, but Kushida comes back with a big kick to send him out of the ring to the floor. Kushida goes to the top and does a huge suplex to the floor, taking Grimes down for a big pop from the crowd. Kushida brings it back into the ring and keeps control in the corner with chops. More back and forth as Grimes fights off a submission hold. Kushida gets the octopus submission on the third try. Kushida takes Grimes to the mat, still in the hold. Grimes gets to the bottom rope to break the hold. Kushida with a big kick to Grimes. Grimes blocks the tornado DDT. Grimes catches a handspring back elbow. Grimes with a big German suplex for a 2 count. Grimes with a sliding knee to the face. Grimes stops on Kushida's face, stomps on his face as the referee warns him. Grimes takes Kushida back to the mat and focuses on the arm. They trade holds. Kushida avoids a clothesline and hits a big basement drop kick. More back and forth. Grimes goes for another German suplex, but Kushida counters and turns that into a roll-up for the win. After the match, Kushida immediately goes to the floor to celebrate as his music hits. Grimes can't believe what just happened. So to come segment again, our 6-man main event, back to Marshall. Back for the break. 2 matches are announced for next week. Dakota Kai versus Mia Yim. Angel Garza versus NXT Cruiserweight Champion Leo Rush with a title on the line. Undisputed Era versus Tommaso Ciampa. Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic was up next. And your main event of the evening. We got a ring for tonight's main event. Out first comes Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Keith Lee is out next, followed by Dominic Dijakovic. They wait together on the stage until Tommaso Ciampa makes his way out. Lee and Strong go at it first to start the match. Lee takes it to the corner, and in comes Ciampa. Ciampa beats Strong down and unloads it with stomps. Ciampa slams Strong and tags in Dijakovic for the double team move. Dijakovic beats on Strong, but Strong knees him and tags in O'Reilly. O'Reilly with some knee strikes for himself. Dijakovic resists and launches O'Reilly across the ring. Dijakovic with elbows and more offense. Dijakovic with a big backbreaker and a second rope splash for a 2 count on O'Reilly. Dijakovic runs into a kick from O'Reilly as Strong tags in. Dijakovic doesn't see it as he fights both men off. Using O'Reilly as a battering ram, Dijakovic tosses O'Reilly to the floor after knocking Cole off the apron as well. Dijakovic stands tall while his opponents are down on the outside. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Strong has Dijakovic surrounded. Strong loses control and comes back with a drop kick. Strong taunts Dijakovic and pounds on him some more. Dijakovic hits a huge clothesline out of nowhere. O'Reilly tags in and stops Dijakovic for tagging. It takes all 3 opponents to stop Dijakovic for tagging now. O'Reilly ends up dropping Lee off the apron. Dijakovic finally tags in Ciampa as he unloads on all 3 opponents for a pop for the crowd. Ciampa clothesline Strong over the top and then tosses O'Reilly over his head. Back body drop, and Ciampa goes back and forth on all 3 opponents, hitting Cole with a driving DDT for a pop. Who does he think he is, Randy Orton? O'Reilly with big strikes on Ciampa, but he escapes and hits a Project Ciampa for a close 2 count on O'Reilly in the middle of the ring. Strong tags in as Ciampa fights with O'Reilly. Strong with a big knee. Strong and O'Reilly with a high-low. I think I came in on this part, and Ciampa high-low on Ciampa, but Dijakovic breaks up the pin. Strong and O'Reilly with a big double team on Dijakovic now. Ciampa slides out of a move by Strong. Strong scoops him again with a gutbuster. Ciampa goes right back with a jumping kick to the face. Strong and Ciampa both are down as the referee checks on them, and the crowd rallies. Lee and Cole tag in at the same time for a pop. Lee unloads on all opponents and gets a pop for turning Cole inside out for a 360 clothesline. Cole retreats to the floor for a breather. Lee runs the ropes and dives out, but all 3 opponents scatter. So he misses all three of them. Lee goes to the floor, hits the shoulder on O'Reilly and Strong. Cole drops Lee. Dijakovic dives out and takes him down for a big pop. And NXT chants something from the crowd. O'Reilly goes up top, but Dijakovic stops him and climbs up himself. Cole stops the superplex. Finn Balor suddenly hits the ring and hits the big drop kick to Cole's back, sending him into the referee as the other's corner. Fans chant, "Holy crap!" Now, as Balor grabs Ciampa for the 1916 in the middle ring, referee doesn't call for the bell at the point. Some fans boo Balor. Balor points his guns, but Lee grabs him from the side. Balor fights free. Balor charges again, but Lee catches him for the big powerbomb in the middle of the ring. Cole super kicks Lee in the face while Balor retreats. Cole drops his knee, but Lee catches him with a big jackhammer in the middle of the ring for the pin and the win. As the referee wakes back up, supposedly. He's seen the action. I've seen myself. After the match, Lee stands tall as the music hits. We go to replays. Balor recovers on the outside and looks on as Lee, Ciampa, and Dijakovic celebrate with the win. Undisputed Era is also shown recovering at ringside. Regal appears on the stage and announces another big match for December 18th. Cole will be defending his title against the winner of next week's triple threat between Balor, Ciampa, and Lee. Balor, Ciampa, and Lee trade looks as Lee's music resumes. NXT goes off the air as Cole vents to Strong at ringside. And that's the NXT results. And being the Elite with the Inner Circle Takeover episode 181. And this link. And there was a second link. And I missed it somewhere. And it said, "We lied." AEW Dynamite. Link from last week's show. Episode 9. And this link. Well, Dynamite is coming from State Farm Center in Champaign, Illinois. Before the show got started, Scorpio Sky defeated Jimmy Havoc and Peter Avalon in a triple threat dark match. Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy are next week's AEW Dark guest commentators. It was announced that Kenny Omega would take on Kip Sabian after the show for your other dark match. Dynamite. Audio problems starting off the show as it got started. Dustin Rhodes and the Young Bucks versus Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. Rhodes has the Young Bucks wrestling gear on. Things break down in a hurry as everyone goes after each other. Super kick to Santana and Ortiz, sending them to the outside. Triple super kick to Guevara. Super kick party. Nick with a big splash to the floor on all three opponents. Rhodes nails a cannonball off the apron. Who do you think it is? Kevin Owens? As Nick leaps off the top rope, taking everyone out. Back inside the ring, Matt eats a kick from Guevara. Matt with a Northern Light suplex on Guevara. Hits one on two guys. Then tries for all three of them again. Doesn't get all three and ends up taking a buckle bomb and multiple clotheslines in the corner. Well, at AEW on TNT says you're invited to the hashtag Super Kick Party. Inner Circle with the super stalled vertical suplex, but Matt ends up fighting out of it and dropping Guevara. Dustin tags in, clothesline on Santana, drops down and lands a shot to the jaw, uppercut. A couple spinning power slams. Guevara then gets in, and Dustin needs a minute. He's out of breath. Guevara then charges in and takes a spinning power slam. Dustin heads to the top rope and hits a diving crossbody on all three opponents. Dustin then hits a Canadian Destroyer on Santana, covers. Ortiz breaks it up, but gets tossed out of the ring. At TD_wrestling, at Sammy Guevara going 6:30. Hashtag AEW Dynamite, AEW on TNT. The sock full of baseballs come into play, knocking Dustin to the mat. Guevara heads to the top rope and hits a 6:30 senton, crushing Dustin in the process, covers, 2 count. Guevara charged in, eats the top turnbuckle, say guys. Nick tags in and hits a flurry of kicks. Matt sneaks in, hits a spear on Sammy. Nick and Matt with some tandem offense, covers. Ortiz breaks it up again. The fight breaks out on the floor. Knee drop, powerbomb combination on Matt. Covers. Dustin breaks at the pin. Crowd rallies really into the match. Sammy now took his phone for some vlogging and goes up top. And he goes for a shooting star press and eats a double super kick. Dustin then takes the phone and gets a selfie. Nick gets to the top rope, kicks the back of Santana and Ortiz, who then receive pile drivers by Matt and Dustin. As he falls down, Nick then lands a senton on Sammy. Matt goes for the pin on Sammy for the 3 count. Next match, you got Trent with Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy in his corner versus Phoenix. Trent looks for the dude buster early on. Phoenix counters with a roll up, 1 count. Phoenix goes for the roundhouse kick. Trent avoids it for a stalemate. Phoenix uses his agility to trip Trent up, drop hold, forcing him to crash down on the turnbuckle. Kick to the back of the neck, covers for a 2 count. Phoenix controlling things for a bit, goes for a drop kick off the top rope and takes a drop kick instead. Trent with a half suplex. AEW on TNT. How's that turnbuckle feel at Trinity Locks? Yikes. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Out on the floor, Trent gets sent into the barricade. Buddy comes right back with a spear. Back in the ring, back elbow. Tornado DDT, pins for a 2 count. Phoenix with a monkey flip. Holds on to the ring ropes and is able to flip over and nail a power bomb for a 2 count. Phoenix with a forearm heads to the top rope. Ran the top rope and landed a kick to the head. Phoenix was able to return fire with a lariat. TDE_wrestling. Tremendous control shown by Ray Phoenix MX. Both end up unable. Trent looks for a power driver. Phoenix with a kick. Hops to the top rope. Dances on them a bit. And hits a double stomp to Trent's back, driving him into the apron. Phoenix up top again. But Trent gets his knee up. Running knee by Trent. Power driver. Covers by 2. Phoenix with a nice cutter. Step up. Spinning kick. Back fire driver. Muscle buster. Spun to a Michinoku driver for the win. Cody makes his way through the backstage area to the ring, all decked out in his suit, to talk with Tony Schiavone. They shake hands in the middle of the ring. Cody reminds the fans that he can never challenge for the AEW title again. Says last week wasn't much better when he got attacked from the Blade and Butcher from last week. Cody says when he usually raises his hand up, the people who were there are no longer. Dustin is in a blood feud with the Inner Circle. Brand is cutting off the hair of women on the roster. Where's life gone? Somewhat. And MJF kicked him between the legs. Cody says to Butcher, Blade, and Bunny that they could have just asked for a match. He even called the Bunny by her name, Emma. But he got it. Cody says that they can have a match whenever, and they can even pick his partner. At AEW on TNT, name your price. At @the_MJF. He switches back to MJF and says MJF says he won't wrestle Cody, but that won't stand and owes it to Cody to have a match. Cody says he remembers when he brought MJF along, what he was told that he was too short. A Bush League NWO Chris Jericho, even someone who wore a fake scarf. Cody says he'll offer up his Ford Black Ops. He dropped the keys in the middle ring. Only $300 made. How about an inexpensive watch that was gifted to him from Tony Khan, the owner of AEW? The financial owner. His red bottom shoes and some cash. About $3,000 or $10,000, I think that was, because he brought out a briefcase. Had Justin Roberts bring it to the ring. $50,000 in it. To prove it, he had Justin open up the case and give a young fan a $100 bill. Well, when the kid showed it up, it only looked like a $5 bill. Cody says he's going to take out MJF. All he has to do is name his price. The fans want it, as he does. Let's do this, he says, waiting for the match. Backstage, Alex Marvez asked Joey Janela why he wants to face Jon Moxley tonight. Janela says he wants to make a name for himself, and he was one of the first to sign with the company, but since that time, he's been put on the back burner. Janela reminds Moxley of their unsanctioned match at Fyter Fest. But tonight, it counts and the lights are on. Janela says, this time, you'll have to kill me. Moxley shows up during the interview, looks at Janela for a moment, and only says, kids, shakes his head. Back to the camera and walks off. Victor for the Dark Order. We see some unhappy guy on his computer. Same old fat guy from last week, signing up to join the group. Cut to a evil new Uno, bringing him into the group in an outdoor ceremony at night. We see the guy from the first couple of vignettes. He's asked if he'll leave his loved ones behind for the group. He says yes. He asks what his motive is to be in the group. I just wanted friends. Grayson ends up kicking him in the face, and minions attack him. Nyla Rose was to leave a Bates with Peter Avalon in the corner. Not much of wrestling gear for Leva Bates. Bates immediately eats a kick to the face. Is draped over the top rope. Rose hits the top turnbuckle and hits a flying knee to the side of the head. Rose looks for a beast bomb, but Avalon comes into the ring to save her and shushes Rose. She grabs his finger and twists it. Bates grabs a book, smacks it, and Rose back. No effect on that, as it does nothing. Rose ends up double chokeslamming both Avalon and Bates. And then Rose beast bomb for the 1, 2, 3. At TDE_wrestling, don't tell it at Nyla Rose Beast that the book was better. After the match, Rose hits another beast bomb on Bates. She looks for another, but Shanna climbs to the top rope and hits a diving crossbody on Rose. Shanna got more action than Leva Bates. Shanna with the Victoria strikes, Superman elbows, but Rose finally stops her and hits power slam. Shanna was looking to get some revenge from last week when Rose powerbombed her to a table during a fan meet and greet. Rose heads out and brings the table in the ring. Rose ends up putting a referee through a table, then powerbombs Shanna on him. Cameras cut to Britt Baker, who was watching from the crowd, doing the same pose she did at NXT TakeOver. Yep, they even showed a still from TakeOver. From War Games, when she was at ringside during NXT TakeOver. As her boyfriend, is in NXT. And that when the same spot when Adam Cole got dropped to a table off the top of the cage by Tommaso Ciampa. AEW World Champion Chris Jericho heads to the ring with Jake Hager, who has a bottle of a little bit of bubbly and a clipboard with him. But what do you think? He's bringing the list. Bringing back the list? It's a different list. Jericho rips on the crowd a bit to get things started. Jericho says he has to have one more match to close out the year, but he gets to pick his opponent. I put together a little list. Crowd pops. He says, calm down. It's not 2016. He then shows off the lexicon of Le Champion. He runs through a bunch of names that he could face, saying Moxley a bunch of times along the way. Out from the back comes the Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. Jericho says he was just about to get to them and list dinosaurs. Luchasaurus growls and then tells Jericho he has a master's degree and that dinosaurs have been marginalized for 65 million years. He then gives props to Stunt. But it's neither of them who want Jericho. It's Jungle Boy. Jericho then rips on him, says he hasn't even won a match. It's a mute and is a piece of crap. Jericho says Jungle Boy couldn't last 10 minutes with him. Jungle Boy takes the mic and says he knows he can last 10 minutes and will kick Jericho's butt, and then slaps him in the face. A brawl breaks out with Jurassic Express standing tall in the ring. Hiraku Shida versus Chris Statlander, the newcomer from last week. Back and forth action to get things started. Things spell out to the floor. Shida with a running knee off the apron. Back in the ring, missile drop kick on Statlander. Covers for a 2 count. Crowd very much behind Shida. Statlander with a scissor kick. Covers for a 2 count. Statlander with a multiple kick. Covers for a 2 count. Shida with another knee strike, but Statlander returns fire. Planting her to the mat. Covers for a 2 count. Statlander then lands an inverted pile driver to pick up the win on the number 1 contender. At AE Wrestling, at Call Me Chris Stat, did it with an upset win over Shida. Probably new number 1 contender now. AEW on TNT again. A ringside fan, who may not have seen last night at Guido's, is joining at the Brandy Rhodes and at Mean Queen K. What is going on here? After the match, Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong come out and talk a bit. Brandy says people love what they don't understand, and people have been clamoring for answers about what they're up to. Brandy says her and Kong make up the Nightmare Collective, and they're looking to grow. Brandy talks to Statlander and asks her to pledge herself to the group. Brandy says, do it right now. And then Awesome Kong moves in as Statlander hesitates. From the crowd, a fan's yelling out of the crowd. Melanie Cruz, wrestler from the Chicago area, local wrestler, is asking to pledge. She's allowed into the ring and offer her hair. Kong cuts a piece of her hair off, and then a whole lot more. And I have seen a razor come out with Brandy actually cutting the hair straight off. Well, next match you got Christopher Daniels versus Pentagon. Daniels looks to get things started early on in the match, but Pentagon recovers and drops Daniels on the ramp. Much like he did previously, he clotheslines Daniels back in the ring, and the match officially gets going. Pentagon takes firm control of the match through the commercial break. Daniels works his way back into it. Kick overhead, release suplex. Daniels leads a spinning heel kick. Pentagon looks for a Canadian Destroyer on the ramp. Nope, but hits an insecurity. Pentagon looks to jump in the ring and takes a drop kick. At TDE_wrestling, Sling Blade from Petalasaram. Daniels goes for the Arabian moonsault, but messed it up. Crashes to the ramp. Pentagon gets him back in the ring. Chop to the face. Daniels clocks Pentagon and hits an angel wing. Phoenix then runs in and tosses Daniels' mic stand in the ring. Pentagon tries to use it on Daniels in front of the referee, but misses. So the match continues. Daniels gets it, thinks about using it, tosses it. Referee goes to clear it out of the ring. Pentagon with a low blow kick and hits a package power driver for the win. Pentagon wins the match at AEW Wrestling, AE Wrestling. This is the Butcher, this is the Blade, and I'm the Bunny. And we are here to cut the head of the steak at Alley Wrestling. A video for the Blade, the Butcher, and the Bunny. Bunny says last week was their first order of chaos. She said they are so sick of seeing Cody's face everywhere and want to change that. We're here to cut the head off the steak, she said. John Moxley versus Joey Janela at AEW on TNT. Here comes the Mox. Side headlock takeover by Moxley to get things started. Janela gets out of it, uses his quickness to drop Moxley. They end up trading shots in the middle of the ring. Moxley knocked out to the ramp. Janela with a double axe handle off the top rope. Moxley then lands a lariat, flipping Janela inside out. We go to commercial. Moxley works over Janela in the ring. At AEW on TNT, this reverse and clothesline at John Moxley. Moxley with a release suplex. Moxley looking for the paradigm shift on the ramp. Nope. counter. Janela able to hit a big swinging DDT, sending Moxley down on the ramp. Moxley stumbles over to the floor. Janela with a suicide dive on Moxley. Janela hits the top rope. Moxley looks for the paradigm shift again. Janela counters with a crucifix bomb for the 2 count. Moxley lands some knees. Janela will disc his elbow. They're just trading shots now. Janela then slaps Moxley's head back down on the bottom turnbuckle. Moxley is near the timetable. Janela hits crossbody, sending Moxley through it. He throws Moxley back in the ring. Elbow drop off the top rope. Covers for 2 count. Janela can't believe it. The two end up on the top rope again. Swinging away, Moxley finally hits a paradigm, sending Janela's face into the top turnbuckle. He gives him another paradigm shift in the middle of the ring. Covers for the that'll do it. Winner of the match, Jon Moxley. Post-match, Jericho's music hits, and out comes Jericho to the crowd. Much like Moxley did last week to the champ. Jericho stares at Moxley with the inner circle standing behind him. Jericho holds up the title as the show closes. All AEW on TNT, Le Champion, and at the inner circle are watching you at Jon Moxley. After tonight, AEW Dynamite, Kenny Omega defeated Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford. Also, Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt defeated John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Also noted before the show, a triple threat match took place with AEW World Tag Team Champions Cobra Sky defeating Peter Avalon and Jimmy Havoc. The 3 matches are scheduled to be airing next Tuesday's AEW Dark. Britt Baker, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy are the guest commentators. Check out tonight's results at Shots de Don Julio. A link here at Real Britt Baker. Hey, Britt, I love you. You are the best. I want to meet the Doctor, DMD. Hashtag AEW Dark, AEW on TNT. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Go to that link. Let's see. Clinton Ware at the Joke King. At this link, it's a picture replying to the Joke King. It looks like everyone in the crowd for hashtag AEW Dynamite is sticking around for AEW Dark. Direct Express in action first. Marco and Luchasaurus against a hell of an impressive team. At boy_myth_legend standing by. Can they score the W? All right. At Mike Hella. At Micah _X. Super Bad Couple at this link. Hashtag AEW Dark AEW. At Seth Money at this link to round out my video with AEW Dark main event. Shows a picture of the Kip Sabian versus Kenny Omega Man X. And that concludes my video for this week's AEW Dark, AEW Dynamite, NXT, MLW, and Impact News. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one day. If y'all know brothers and sisters, just call me.